Hello, check, check. Good morning, afternoon. I hope all in more day. First time going live on this thing. Hi guys, if you all here, me good, just give me a signal now in the chat, please. I think the levels are good on my end, but I'm not sure if you all hear me. Just send me a thumbs up. Hi, morning, Mela. Okay, great. All right. I don't know if we should wait like a couple minutes, let everybody get the Is that a little quiet? All right, let's turn it up a little bit. Martin, morning. How's this? Tell me if it's all right now. Good? I hope it's better, yeah. All right, guys, morning. Welcome to my webinar hosted by MusicTT. It's called Creating a Demo. And we're streaming live here from Prudence Studios. As in Tong. It's one of my favorite rooms to work out of because, and it's not because, you know, a fancy hardware or anything like that. It just have our vibes. And we're going to be talking a lot about that today, actually. How important the vibe is and capturing that. That is our job as record producers. We don't just push buttons, we're actually in charge of pulling the whole thing together and making sure that the music have a vibe. Because ultimately the vibe is what is the most important thing in the song and what we need to translate. You know, you have this person all the way in China or whatsoever, they don't even speak English. But somehow, you know, they singing the song, they don't know the words, but something about your emotion resonates with them. So they're able to identify with that. As a result, they sing it. You know how many of us over the years we love our song and we just singing the wrong words. And it's like 20 years, 10 years later, you realize, oh, wait, that's how the lyrics go. I was singing it wrong all along. It's the vibe that's really important and that we're really trying to bring across. So in Prudence Studios here today, my good friend Aaron. Is the boss here? A Prudence Studios, or let's get at him on Instagram, whatnot. Real cool room. I love it. Anyhow, so let's jump right into it. Let me turn on the screen share thing just now. Get into this presentation. I hope you guys could see clearly on my screen. Screen share application. All right, cool. So this is called making a demo, guys. And before we even jump into it, let's discuss what is the importance of a demo. Why a demo? You have different requirements with regards to music. And a song is an expensive thing to produce. It takes a lot of time, work, resources. And sometimes because depending on the requirement that you need, it doesn't make sense getting into a full production. Perhaps you have a uncle that want to invest in you, but people believe in things are moving, so you want to hear something, or you know, you have a potential sponsor, or you have an idea for a song, you want to pitch it around to your friends, you don't even have an idea if it's any good. Sometimes you just have something in your head that bouncing around and you just want to flesh it out, to hear how it's sung in the real world, and you have several reasons that you'll want to make a demo. Well, this webinar today is about how to do that as quickly as possible. And I will explain to you why speed is important as we get along. as we go along in the presentation. Speed is an integral component in production, not just in songwriting and beat building, but throughout. And you'll see more as we go along. So some things I want to cover. Firstly, first topic, organize a session. Why being organized is important. I want to talk about setting goals in the studio, the physical factors that will influence your outcome in the studio, your psychological and technological factors as well. I hope all you're seeing this here. Um, if anybody not following me, just let me know. All right. So the first thing, organization is key. I've seen too many times you go to the studios and the singer outside and everybody catching a vibe and somebody say, all right, already, I decided there, come open the booth and running the booth and the mic not working. And why the mic not working? Something power off, something in plugging right, some software reading properly or whatever. Yeah, a chord that need to change, Solve these problems before so that they wouldn't run into that in the session, because that will kill the singer vibes, it will kill your vibes, you'll forget what you're going to do. It will take time, So be organized. That's like fundamental in production. And that goes for life as well, be organized, put everything in the place that it's supposed to be. So it'll be easier to find. You know what I mean? And it will increase your output. And you'll make faster decisions, and as a result, you will be in and out the studio faster. And this is fundamental. And we'll cover a little bit more about why, speed's so crucial when you're in the studio setting. All right, so it's important to have goals. Goals win games, not beating. Maradona career dribble, but he just score goals. So it don't make sense, You're in the studio, you have all these fandangles, chocolates, coffee, stimulants, and nobody have an idea what it is they're doing. We have no goals. We're just in the studio here, and we just here. No, you need to have goals. You need to decide, be very decisive about it. What you're doing here, and what is the end result that you're trying to achieve when you leave here. And these things need to be communicated through to your entire team, through the echelon, from the man that's spending the money to the singer. Don't underestimate the importance of goal setting. Even in the studio, you need that, everybody on your team, your creative team, your musicians, your background singers, your lead vocalists, any technical people that you have in the room with you need to understand the goal so that everybody will be on the same page. That translates into a faster workflow for everybody, Determine early, who you need and what you need to get done. If you need a particular piece of hardware, or you need a particular singer who does sing a certain way, have that, and identify these things beforehand. So you wouldn't be in the studio last minute and say, we was to call Terry Lyons, boy, she real bad, boy, she would have slapped this. No, call Terry before. You know what I mean? And we as creatives, we tend to forget sometimes because we're so emotionally attached to our craft and so passionate about what we do. We forget that we are human and the people around us are human, and we subject to human, weaknesses. I don't know if you want to call it that. So, physically speaking, the place, you have to make it, physically comfortable for everybody to work. Put on the AC from before, so the room ain't hot when you're walking and people wiping their face. You have session musician, you have 4 people in the room, at least have 4 chairs, so people feel to sit down, lie down. I remember in years ago, me and Aaron used to lie down in the studio and track songs, on the bare ground. So, whatever works for you. I mean, we had chairs, we could have sit on the chair, but something about lying down on the ground used to give me a vibe. So we lie down on the ground and we track songs all night. And somehow do some work. We go in the studio and you short to get them out and we buy line on the ground. So, you understand the people that you're working with and make it physically appealing for them. You know what I mean? And be aware of our shortcomings as humans. So, you have people who getting sleepy, coffee for them. You have people going to get hungry, call for the pizza from before. Don't wait until they're hungry. Or don't wait for a man to say, boy, let go, you're going to get some chicken. Because you don't want somebody to leave the studio. You want everybody to stay there. So you bring all your stuff. You bring all your stuff that you need to have the human, the physical urge satisfied, so that nobody leaves.
In the comfort zone.
Yeah, in the comfort zone, as Aaron say. And it's really important. As important as physical factors are the psychological factors. Now, you as the producer, you in charge of creating the mindset that you want everybody to be under. You are that guy. You are a psychologist, a therapist, everything. But most importantly, the people, the investors, the record labels, or whosoever invest in you, looking towards you to solve the problems. The corporate guy is not really into the creative process. They're not into that. They're interested in the end result. So therefore, now these psychological factors, you need to be mindful of them so that they could produce a result faster, so that everybody get, what they want. And it's a fact that the creative process thrives when the mind at ease. So you want to eliminate things that not adding to. So you don't go in the studio to watch Corona videos, please. Sorry to sound insensitive about Corona, but
it's not adding value.
Yeah, not adding value to the creative process. So don't go in the studio and watch Corona videos. Wait till you reach home and watch your Corona videos, right? You have people that use stimulants to get into the mood, the right frame of mind. It's coffee, red wine, other things whatsoever. Also, you want to eliminate distractions. You want to eliminate distractions. Now is not the time to be talking about Manchester this or Game of Thrones or whatever people into. Because in the creative process, you're really trying to zone in on what it is you're doing. You're trying to zone into the outcome, what it is you want to achieve. And the more you talk about football, is the more you're making people think about football and not about the song. And then therefore, you as maestro, it's your responsibility to pull this thing back together. Please, guys, take down the lobby. No disrespect. But this is our studio and we have a project to complete. Right. So now that we get out of all those mind things and all those, type of stuff, let's get into some fun stuff. Technologically speaking, I know this song kind of obvious and kind of dumb, but turn on your computer. Yeah, I know. Many times we go to the studio and I like to work in a lot of different rooms. It's give me vibes now. So I wouldn't just stay in my room or, home on my laptop or, I would go to different rooms because it inspires me in different ways to be around, different people and work in different song and plays with different speakers and things. And can't tell you the amount of times I go to the studios and the computer is off. How these things on? How these things going? Your door should be open and tracks enabled for both MIDI and audio. Why that is important? Because you don't know where the vibes going and come from. Sometimes it'll start with the vocal, and sometimes it'll start with some knob that you push on the keyboard, some tone, some snare drum or something. Carry the vibes. A man like Orlando, he like strings and thing. A man like Jam Melody, he like bass. And everybody inspired by different things. So speaking of Orlando and Jam Melody, quick cheap plug. I'll check out my new rhythm that I have out now called Yin Yang Rhythm on my YouTube channel, Pengco Music. I have Jam Melody and Orlando Octave on it as well as some other artists you might like. So check it out and share it to your friends. Anyhow, so you want to check your hardware. Your interface, your mics, your preamps, your headphone preamps. You want to make sure that everything getting a signal and it's working and that it is up. Even if you're paying for this webinar that I'm hosting for you all here, As we get into the demo production, I'm not sure how that will go because the software here uses a different signal routing to how we have it in the studio here. So you might have to play around with that a little 2 minutes, just to track the vocal, but that is the least. Make sure that you have all your files, your reference files, your stems, etc. Because you might have somebody come to the studio and say, hey, I like this Billie Eilish, I want a song like that, or this Prince Swan, whatsoever. But you don't know the song, so you have to go on the internet and pull it down and whatnot. I have all these things before, so they wouldn't be in the studio, doing that kind of stuff. They get that out of the way early. So, one of the most important things I want to talk about in this webinar here, building our vibes. As I mentioned before, this is the most important part of building a song. You could have the most sophisticated equipment, the best singers, and the song has no vibes. People not going to connect with it because it just dry like white bread and butter, right? They need to have our vibes. They need to have a little zing, something about it. And we're going to uncover a little more, about that. This vibes. What is that? Where it located? Where does even connect with that? Our vibes. Whether you believe in, whatever your spiritual take is or whatever you believe in, accept the fact that there's something bigger than us from beyond, whatever you want to call it. This thing that is bigger than us and beyond could be summoned. So you call it. Like how you call money, or you call a dog, you call the vibe. So you walk around and you deliberately put yourself out there and you look for it and you say, where's this vibe? What we going to start with? And that's the first thing, because it's not going to fall in your lap. And if the people in the room on the same page with you and everybody looking for the vibe, trust me, it will come a little faster. That vibe sometimes is be in the room before you come, and sometimes you have to summon it like a rain dance. But I guarantee you, once you summon it, it come in. But then you need to be able to identify when it comes. So when it comes now, there's the vibes I was looking for. So you run with it. And trust me, I want to do that as quickly as possible because you don't really have long before it leave. Something I hear Galen say at time is, it's a spirit and it's come and it's choose the vessels that it want to operate through. That's when you do different theology. Sheriff, big up yourself. That was a good production. And when it leave that person, it go on to somebody else. We don't own it. So you don't have long before that vibe's gone. So you have to identify when it reach and capture it and translate it as fast as possible into music. Make sure that when you catch the vibe, that you get something to jumpstart it. Like, the starter in the engine. The starter, it's just a little 12-volt battery that starts in your car. Chat, boom, and then power in 30-something thousand volts again running through the coil after that. Music is something like that. So you just get a small thing to start it. And in our instance, like I just explained to you, singer like synths and chords and thing, you run one of that. And, you'll get a melody after that. After you get the melody, you put something else, and, the song kind of go on after that. You kind of take off. So you get to see where you summon the vibe, you started with something, and then it gone. And everything that you're building henceforth, building upon that initial vibes. So that first vibes, build, all the other stems that come in after was built upon that first vibe. So the entire song built upon that vibes, because everything following that, every instrument, every vocal, every reverb, everything that you put on the song after that, following that. So in that way, you're able to capture it and let it stay. I mean, it might be a guitar, snare, or whatsoever, but you know your musicians and you know your people, and how to keep them intrigued and interested in the song and keep it building and keep it going. We need to translate all of that real quick. because you don't have long until that spirit leave. People get bored, they get hungry, somebody get up, they want to pee, the phone ring, some little things that change everything real quick. So you want to capture that, real quick. So in the instance I like the song that we're going to try to recreate today, Don't Matter. Which by the way, the reason I chose that song is because it was actually a hit song that was made from a demo. And we never did this song over. What we did is we recorded and built a really good demo. And Orlando is a phenomenal singer, so we actually wrote the song and voiced the song and built the beat in one session. And that was the session that we sent to mix and master. And we didn't do any modification on it because, in essence, the vibes that we was looking for was captured, So it went. We was, on the internet, random internet surfing. That has inspired me. And, bounce up somebody talking trash about Orlando. I say, hey, singer, watch this. And you say, wait, so you living, boy? No matter where you try, boy, they ain't gonna like you. And boom, that was the song. And then that was the vibes. That was the vibes that we was looking for. Inspired by somebody talking mess on the internet about Orlando. That was supposed to be his friend, right? And we immediately took that vibe and build a melody. So singer come up with the melody, just so. And then after you sing it about 3-4 times, it evolved into "Don't matter how you try, not every man gonna like you." I say singer, and I'm missing a little sing song part, some vowels. Whoa, that song I like it, and then went in and put something behind that vocal now. So it started with the vocal, but it was kind of it's not a happy song. So we had to go for certain things, the tone, minor chord. A minor chord will give a sadder or a more serious finish than a major chord. The major chord tend to sound happy and bubbly, and the sad chord sound kind of grimy and or sad, So it's important to follow it up, with your performance, whether it's a musician or you're playing an instrument or whatsoever. It's important to follow it up with on this screen here, guys. But I'm not really sure if all they're following me so far. I'm going back to software here. All right, cool. So from the comments, I could gather that you all hearing me, right? All right, cool. So back to this. This. Well, I don't know how to use PowerPoint, so to get it back up, to get it back big, play from current slide. Must see this. All right, cool. Sorry about that, guys. As a musician, not an office person, right? So as in the instance that I just show you guys with Don't Matter, even though it's a demo, you want to record it good too. So you check your levels, make sure nothing peaking, make sure nothing songing bad. Those are the MIDI tones. You could put anything down because MIDI is a thing you could swap after. So once the tone itself inspiring to the person, you go ahead and catch that vocal with that tone. You could sit down as a producer after by yourself and swap tones and change this and change that. But for the purpose of catching the vibe in the room, once the tone inspiring enough, sensing in the booth, let you record on that. You change all them things after. I learned that from Tupac. Bro, I never meet Tupac. I was too small. Right? And whatever you come up with, even if it's 4 bars, 8 bars, whatever, loop that. Put on a loop. In Logic had the loop bar selector. You put on that 8 loop, and you had that looping over and over and over and over until you indoctrinate everybody in the room. Like how the Nazis do it now, or Hollywood. Just repeat the same thing over and over and over and over until you like it. That's what they do us anyway. So, you're free to do that to your creatives in your room. You play that over and over and over and get everybody on the same page. Trust me, bro and sis, It's translated. That's how you do it. Because you're the producer and you're in charge of steering the ship and pulling this thing together. So people depending on you to do that. And to make your workload easier, it's better you just designate and take plenty of that responsibility over yourself. So we ain't going for no chicken. We ain't hooking up no wires. We ain't trying to come up with no harmony melodies. None of that. You have people for everything, right? So because you as a producer, because time is money, studio time ain't cheap. Because time is money, you want to get that out of the way. Because all you want to do is focus on creative decisions about building a song. Everything else could be done before or after. You really want to maximize your time in the studio. And I think that's one of the crucial points of this presentation, that you want to do these things in a time effective manner. Because people getting burned out, they're getting tired, claustrophobic, who want to pee, who want to go home. And that just kill the vibes. You want to operate really, really fast. Right? Just as a side note, have any presentation, you manage your creatives and make sure they get the best performance out of them. At the end of the day, that is all that matter. People listening to this song doesn't care that you sing out of diarrhea, had nothing to do with them. All they care about is that this song slap. So me as be outside the booth gassing them up, cheering them out. Oh, rate, oh, so good boy. Yeah, give me that again. More feeling. Nah, that ain't no expression. More feeling. Do it for me like a vex. Like a girl now on you. Pete girl now on you. Yeah, give me that venom. And, do them that. Send them there. Take them there. So, get into the fun part. Laying tracks. Sorry, my bad. Laying tracks. So everybody is asking me, where you start with, boy? That's a common question I ask you. Where you start with, boy? Where's go first? Who's go second? It has no rule of thumb in digital music. It has no rule of thumb. That thing called a DAW and that thing called algorithms and software and plugins, you could do what you want. It doesn't matter. It's wherever the vibes strike from. Sometimes it might be a man playing a guitar. Say a man like Dax. Dax real bad. And anything Dax strum on that guitar going to inspire. So I like to work with Dax. So sometimes a complex piece of music to do or a fancy piece of music I call Dax. I say, yo, started there, give me something. Or John Hussein. He's a good guitarist too. And them fellas and them play a thing so ching. I say, wow, all right, already and this, that. So the guitar will go first. And many instances, I would have called these guys in sessions to do music. They put on the guitar, it inspire me. I put on a set of thing wrong it, and then take out the guitar. I mean, there's no scene because, I would have paid them as I work for hire anyway. It's not like we did a collaboration, but sometimes they just want something to start it, to generate it, and everything else just flow after it, Sometimes I take that guitar and put so much plugins on it, it don't even sound like a guitar anymore. It sounds like some other thing. So really is about a vibe, and you will know what have to go next based on something innate inside of you because you're listening to music your whole life. So you know what sounds good and what doesn't sound good innately. Trust your judgment. Trust yourself. Something I want to touch on while I'm here before I forget. People have a misconception that they need a set of fancy equipment or a set of fancy people around you to make a song. No, not in 2020. Neither in 2015, right? A good song could make in a tin pan, a crick pan, right? You can make on a VHS cassette. I mean, once you give me a recording medium, right? You give me a recording medium and 2-3 little plugin, I could make a song. Doesn't matter where you put me under the sea like Nemo. You're still going to get a song because it's not dependent on anything physical, or you have to have a MacBook, or you have to have Logic, or you have to have the latest Waves bundle. It don't work like that. I have done commercial mixes with stock plugins on Logic 9. I kid you not. I mean, in 2020, but I kid you not. It's not impossible to achieve a good song with whatever you have. So don't let your limitations stop you from getting out there and making music. Billie Eilish now win a bag of Grammys, them in the studio. She and she brother do that in the drawing room. I mean, I wasn't there, that's the story they tell, but you know, if they tell me the truth. And I believe them because the way how the thing is now, you know, you don't need all that fancy stuff. Anyway, I digress there a little bit. But I just wanted to tell you all that. Don't let nothing hold you back from going out there and make music, right? You want to avoid clutter in the song. Less is more. So, you know, you have a lot of things going on. The song kind of jumble up and noisy people. You also have to leave room for post-production things. If you have songs going, I mean, I had people send me songs to mix. Like 100 and some stems. Why? One vocalist. Why? You know? I would, you know, 30 vocal tracks. I would take out the majority of them immediately. I'm not even processing now because it's not adding to the song. It's clashing with other vocals that they have going on, clashing with instruments that they have going on. And, you know, it's not adding to the song. Not because it blend musically, I mean it adding to the song. You know? Sometimes you want to put harmony on a song. You put 2, you put 3. You don't need so many. Sometimes you don't even need any. You don't need any harmonies. Modern music don't make much use of harmonies. It's not the trendy thing. It's not the in thing. It was more early 2000s type of thing. Plenty harmonies like, you know, Destiny's Child and soca music in the 2010s. You know, every 2 lines is harmonies. And then you put a next harmony and next harmony, and you have so much harmonies now that the whole song is harmonies and nothing special about the harmonies because it didn't create contrast. For harmonies to be special, you need to create contrast. You need to miss the harmony. So when you do here, it's like, woo! The harmony light up that song, man. If your whole song is harmonies, like, but I nearly call names. If your whole song is harmonies, then there's nothing special about the harmony. Music is about contrast. You need to create contrast for something to be special. I say that to say because the vocal is really the star of the show. So if you have too much things occupying where the vocal is supposed to be, the vocal wouldn't be special about the vocal. You know, it wouldn't stand out. And you really want to create contrast so that the vocal will be the star of the show. So we can get into the vocal capture now. So what we do, for me, is I would put on an 8-bar loop. So like the example with singer just now where you come up with the whoa, right? You repeat that and I make 8 bars. I don't know not my audience now. I don't know the knowledge base. I'm trying to talk down the middle so professionals as well as newbies could understand what I'm saying. But a bar is comprised of 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 bars. Your average chorus is like 8 bars in urban music, that is. So you have an 8-bar loop going, bro, that's a chorus. So like how me and singer come up with that 4-bar thing, no matter how you're trying, not every man go like, whoa. He repeats that. That is now 8 bars. That is a chorus. So even without playing any other instrument, just the chord progression that I laid down with singer saying the lyrics repeated twice, we just get a whole chorus effortlessly. And you could achieve that in seconds if you're working with goals and stuff in mind and as I outlined prior. This PowerPoint presentation, I could email it for all you know. All you get me on Instagram, Pen Company, Pengco Music, and just DM me now. And I will send this PowerPoint presentation for all the reference. It's a cool little piece of thing because it's not really theory or nothing. It's just my experience. So, you know, it might be a little different from what they. Again, I'm not saying that is the right way or the way. There's a way and it's my way and it worked for me. And I was able to make plenty money doing things this way. So you put on 8 bars and then you will find that you could take that same 8 bars now and drag it after that 8 bars. And if you double those 8 bars, you will get 16 bars. So all you're doing is highlight the 8 bars and carry it. So 16 bars. And if you arrange it, you get into that, you arrange it a certain way and create movement and anticipation and thing, you will find that is your verse. So in my instance, how I would build songs, I would do the chorus, you get 8 bars going, you copy those over, so make 16 bars, and then we loop in the next 8 bars now. We just so there's just music. And we get into a little verse and start a voice. Remember, it's 8 bars twice we're looking for in our verse. So 4 bars 4 times. We remember what our bar is, right? 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's easy, bro. You know, anybody could do that. But we tend to go in and overthink, and say, boy, are we going to do this? Are we going to achieve these things? Simplicity. Less is more. You know, don't overthink. Don't underestimate yourself. Trust your judgment. Trust your instinct. Believe in yourself. Know you could do this. Know you could pull this off. And it's that. Nobody didn't believe in me until I believe in myself. You know? You have to believe in yourself first. Because nobody not going to come and say, hey, look this and trade. You know, no. You have to do it. You know? So believe in your decision making. Position the mic right, please, because this might be the best take that you will ever get. Okay, the first take. From my experience, the first takes are the most energy, the most emotion, the most everything. Let's go into the first take and you'll never get that back. Never. I mean, they will come back in the studio and they will sing with real good diction, or they sing this part with more, you know, more energy or more flair on it. But the emotion not there. The emotion not there. So, again, drawing back to my reference with the Chinese person who don't even speak English and singing a song. They don't care about addiction thing, you know. Me personally, I rather go for emotion over addiction. If something in the diction ain't so good, but it emotional AF, you're running with that. Forget addiction thing. I'll delete the take with the better addiction. I'll delete that. Because people go and sing the wrong thing anyway. Anyhow you take it, they go and sing the wrong thing. So we might as well translate emotion instead of words. Words is the least, because when they don't listen to your song, they go and listen to the next song. You know? Once you hook swinging and a jamming, focus on that. That's very important. Second verse, worse yet, because the DJ on the radio not going and spin the second verse, neither the Spotify listeners. I look at the statistics on most of my songs and my colleagues' songs, and I'm sure anybody out there who is a professional record producer will attest to this. You watch your analytics on Spotify, you watch your analytics on you know, Vivo or whatsoever, and you will see most people out by a minute. As the average listening, you know, time for a song. Most people don't even listen past they listen intro, chorus, verse. That's it, and then they go on. Nothing against you, not, you know, people have choices and life to live and things. So you want to nail your hook, your intro, you want to keep them, and your verse, well, just carry some melody and some feeling. Diction, trust me, that's the least. A vocal chain, you don't have to do this, but I like to set up a vocal chain inside the recording session. Why? Because I like to have an idea of what this thing might sound like in a mix and master environment. So compression, EQ, etc., that will give auto-tune, etc., that will give me that. So one time while we tracking, I mean you're tracking dry, yeah? But you know, I want to hear back, play back one time in real time what this thing might sound like when it's done. And it's helped me to make better creative decisions. I say, dog, I ain't like how that song, you know, because I hear it coming through the auto-tune, right? I ain't like how that song, you know. Sing it this way. Hold your vowel a little longer. Give me a falsetto here. Let me hear what Blaze this auto-tune. They wouldn't be able to make these decisions if you're recording dry and you have a dry, you know, vocal workflow. Again, nothing wrong with it. I ain't saying no, nothing wrong with it. You could have a dry signal workflow, but you know, this is my way. And this is my webinar, right? But, sorry, I didn't mean to make it sound so. That was a joke. When to stop. This is a real important part about being a professional. Knowing when to stop. We could go on and on and on and on. I think this probably define a professional from amateur. When to stop. It's hard to know when to stop. And you stop for, varying reasons. Either you occupy the whole stereo spectrum, it has no way to go again. When I say stereo spectrum, like you're watching your EQ now. Layman terms are talking here, right? Pros, excuse me. You're watching your EQ, all them knobs going left and right, straight across, up and down, up and down, up and down. As your faders. And you see once all of them lighten up, you occupy the stereo spectrum. You're good. Like 50 hertz and thing, now your bass, your sub, your kick drum, etc. operating the straight up to all 100, 200 and thing. Them is bassy frequencies. And you have the higher ones, they come into your Twitter alone now. Yeah. So you have to be cognizant of that when you're building things. You don't want to leave a wide open hollow space in your song because it will sound thin, or it will sound muddy, or it will sound boomy, And I mean, this is more mixing jargon, not really for this course, but it's good to be mindful of these things because after the song produced, it also have other stuff had to go on with it now. And you don't want to make a mess of a mixing or a mastering job because the production was insufficient, You don't want the arrangement to be too busy because you want to leave room for reverbs and delays and other things that make the song interesting. But you wouldn't be able to do that if, everywhere have something. The music definition by itself is a combination of sound and silence. So you need the silence. The silences make contrast anyway. So I think it's important to note contrast on the route. Wow, and I'm still in this presentation here, and I probably shouldn't be. Should probably be getting to this demo right now. But we still have to do our Q&A. All right, so you have the rough mix now. And is the part that I get the most questions in my whole career. Oh, yes, get them out of song so good. Is the rough mix, right? I mean, in addition to the tracking, the laying of the rhythm and whatnot. I mean, it would help, but it's really important to get a good capture. So get less work to do in your rough mix. I think that's what I really want to say. So let me jump in it this real quick, right? So yeah, your arrangement, you could take out things and add, add an next instrument, you could whatever. Anything that you see fit at the point in time to create anticipation, to create movement. So you could take your chorus loop, for example, and copy it, put it in the verse, take out 2-3 instruments in the first 4 bars, put them back in the next 4 bars, build it back, build it, let reach back the chorus, and just like that, you have a whole verse. Just so. There's a demo stage, we ain't talk about when you're actually going to do the song. There's a demo stage. So quickly, you could have, and we're going to do that today. What we're going to do is we're going to, I'm going to walk through how we do the Orlando octave. I can't sing like Orlando, but Aaron might get a better shot than me. So he will go in the booth, track the vocals. I will share that screen in Logic X and show them a workflow real quick. Time restraint is concerned, I'm watching. I'll try not to go over too much. It mightn't be the extent that I want to go into the demo and talk about it, but at least all you'll get a gist and you'll have a good idea. And my inbox open, all you're free to get me on Instagram, and we keep our contact, and any questions all you have. I mean, even after this Q&A here today, feel free to ask, Yeah, so that is it for arrangement. Okay, so sometimes after you arrange the song, it's still singing busy. So you go into the bars and have, certain instruments, hits, certain specific hits, certain things on the beat. You could take away now, you take away a one snare here, a one hi-hat there, a one vocal here, whatever, cluttering it up. You don't be afraid, use Maestro, you're in charge of the session. You do what you have to do to get the song good. If you had to take out something, I see times where Musicians vex with you, boy, I like that riff I play out. The vocalist say, boy, you used to put out that harmony and re. Trust me, anyway, you're beating it, just forget all of that. None of that does matter. They'll be like, oh, you know that thing song. Just trust me on this. Make a decision. Nobody will die. Everybody will live after, right? And God go pay everybody, hopefully. All right, so one of the first ways to get a real good song in the mix, people is underestimate volume balance. We looked at compression, we looked at limiting and all kind of far-fetched things, but you could get a real good song, then that is granted that you capture it properly. You could get a real good song in mix just by pushing volume faders. And you ain't start to do nothing to the song yet in terms of post-production. Just volume faders alone, and don't underestimate it. And just a bonus tip, another way to adjust your volume, you could use EQ. Because you know EQ is a big volume fader with faders for every, frequency. And that's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. So you could actually balance your volume, using an EQ if you know what you're doing. But for simplicity, just use all your volume fader. But be mindful of that tip that I just give all the day. You have to control your dynamics. Because if you don't control the dynamics of the song live, it wouldn't sound studio. The reason that we go in the studio and we produce song and we control dynamics is that somebody could listen on an ongoing basis for a long period of time. So when you control the dynamics, you minimize air fatigue for the listener. So you don't have this loud kick and then a soft snare and then a vocal jump out just so loud, and you keep everything within a certain volume range. So you have a nominal volume and you have a peak volume. Nominal meaning the lowest the volume is throughout the whole song. And the peak volume, which is the highest the song is throughout the whole song. You don't want much difference between them. I mean, you want the knock, you want the variation, you want the contrast, but you don't want much difference because this is where a song with song like this mix, you still have to finish it, you will get them kind of questions. You have to control your dynamics. Dynamics important. I mean, you could use compressors, you could, a number of things you could use, but for simplicity, let me just say using compressors to control the dynamics. A limiter, which is also a compressor, just a limiter is a compressor under a higher ratio, let me call it that. So some will argue over 10 to 1 compression is limiting. I don't know how I feel about that, right? To each their own. But limiting will give you a nice loud song, through any listening device. The Moses tend to sound soft now because, we didn't do anything dynamically. We didn't do much. We didn't mix it, So you have all the nominal volumes all over the place. So for the sake of doing it quickly and cutting to the chase, you push a limiter on the end of the chain and you get what you're looking for. You need to create space in the song, in your demo. If you don't create space, everything will be flat and sound flat on top of one another. And if it's sounding flat on top of one another, it's not interesting. It's sound amateur. It's sound cluttered. You want to create space. You have several ways to create space, right? But that's more a mixing topic. But for the sake of this demo building, you create space with reverbs. Let's just say reverbs. And without getting into all the technical thing because time against us, reverbs could give a sense of space in the song. And it could also push certain elements to the back and it could bring certain things to the front. Right? You want to also extend the groove because production in demo stage is tend to be basic. It true, it real, it thin, it flat, it basic. If you play a demo just so for people to say, oh, that's songing so, it's songing feeny, it's songing thin. You listen to the adjectives that people give to describe what they're hearing. Feeny, thin, it's not good. Delays help us to make songs thick. By extending the groove in time, you take a hit or something that was packs, that we call that 5 milliseconds. And you add a 3 millisecond delay, let me just say. You now get a song that is 8 milliseconds long. And you use delays throughout. I mean, not on everything, because again, you're trying to make contrast, right? But on certain elements to bring your thing to life. So you want some song fat, some other song thin, right? If everything song fat, nobody fat. If everybody song thin, you get my idea. You get my picture. And check our bonus tip. Delays could also be used to create a sense of space, just like reverbs. Well, keep that in all your mind. Again, we could go over there in the Q&A, or you could hit them up on the Instagram Q&A. I wonder if we should do Q&A first, boy. MusicTT, what we doing? We doing the demo first, or we doing the Q&A first? I read any comments. MusicTT. After the demo. Okay. Alright, cool. So let me get into the demo. Aaron supposed to be here helping me. I know where he going. Somewhere outside. I ain't ready to take no vocal or nothing yet. So let me do this now. Logic. Here's Logic. Okay. All right, cool. So what I have here is no battery. Hold on, I'm gonna plug in the shot. Fire plug in the shot for me now, please. Yeah, guys, well, Aaron didn't abandon me. Come back. I have no abandonment issues. Yeah, he was just using stimulants. All right, cool. Battery back. Demo. So like I was explaining to all you know, me and singer would have been in studio. You go through the whole what inspired thing, and you start to mumble this thing, right? Now, let me know that I make this song in Logic 9 with a version of Absinthe that not supported on Logic 10. So I can't get back that exact tone to show, right? None of the tones I can't get back because I built the whole thing with a native bundle, like battery and thing, and it ain't working on this version of Logic. It ain't tiny. So for the sake of demo, although be too anal about it now, like dying song and so it didn't sound like the original tune. It's a learning experience and we walking through it really quickly. And because time against us, I even worrying to put on all the instruments on the thing, just enough so they could get a basic understanding of the workflow based on everything that I just discussed on the PowerPoint presentation. So, you know, singer would be like, so my first train of thought, first in approaching music on the whole, is to try and find that BPM when he's singing that. And to find that BPM, you know, I would just turn on the metronome. So I know if you're hearing that, right? So what he's singing way slower than this. There's 120 BPM. So I like to play this game called Guess the BPM. Anybody you know me in studio know that about. So let me say 100. So there's 100 go song like this speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Right? So that song more like what singer was singing there. So song slower. No matter how you're trying, every man go. Yeah, Aaron right. Aaron also have a good ear as well. You need to check out Pro Den on Instagram as well. Follow them, Pro Den Studio. Yeah, them fellas doing some real good work. So Aaron just correct me, really songing slow. Right? So let's try 110. No matter how you're trying, every man will like you. Right? So that's on a little fast. So let me try 105, somewhere down the middle. No matter how you're trying, every man will like you. Oh, still sound a little fast. So let me try 102. Just guessing here, all yeah. No matter how you're trying, every man will like you. Oh, no matter. All right, time against me. Let me just run with 102 BPM, right? So again, this is not the tone, but I remember the chord progression. So it would have go something like and I'm telling you, you know the right. So I'll put on that first. So yeah. Simple, nothing fancy. Don't worry too much about nothing. So the first thing I will do is I will go into that what was just played. And there's not something I'll normally do, which is quantize my chords hard. And the reason I don't do that, I just doing it here because of speed. But when you quantize your chords, you remove the human touch. So me and you can't touch all. Let me say we playing our chord, 3 notes. We can't touch all 3 at the exact right. You should not say that you can't, because you could do anything you want once the vibe capture and it sounds good. But my workflow, the way that I perceive music and see things, I like the human element. I like mistakes in music. I like it's bring a more natural vibe, So, but for the sake of this thing here, I'll just quantize all tar 16 and I will explain to all you why I quantize tar 16 in a second. So the song something like this. Hey, I'm not telling you. I've been watching out there. Hey, don't trust them, right? And that's basically it. So when I play this for singer now, it would be, let me raise it up for you because I find something kind of low. So let's see my workflow here. So one of the first things I go do, nothing fancy, Logic normal compressor. I ain't going waves, I ain't going isotope, nah. Going Logic normal compressor and raise the nominal volume. So you're doing that by pulling the threshold. If you notice your level on this side here, it raised, right? Wait, watch how it come in. This is how it come in, and this is how it going out. There is a nominal volume you're watching, the lowest one. So what I would do is volume balance it back to what's going on over here. So you raise the nominal volume, right? Probably turn up the compression ratio a little bit. I like this little distortion thing in this Logic plugin. So I put on that. Right? And just, you see? Watch. So with one compressor, again, dynamic control, with one compressor, we are able to raise the nominal volume on this whole thing and make it sound a whole lot better with just that. It come with this EQ here, this delay. I ain't gonna get into them thing right now because time against us, but in the sense of building your tones for your demos, it don't really take much. I think is the point that I'm trying to drive at. So immediately after, I wouldn't even waste no time. I just make an extract one time and probably look for an next tone or a drum or something that will inspire singer to go in the booth and just sing that little one piece that we had there, right? So let me say I go into, again, no third party tones. You don't need nothing special to make music. Just work with what you have. And I deliberately not going into my fancy patch on them because I don't want nobody to feel downhearted and feel that you have to have this or have that to create a song. No. You could use the same Logic for 200 US. You could use that, and it comes with a bag of tones and a bag of plugins in it and things that you could use and make a good song, right? Effects everything according to Fire. So we go to... I sound like a hypocrite because I don't use these things. I don't know where to go. Hold on. I must find something. Don't even use it. Right now, these are 808 kind of vibes what they are going on here. The real it sound dated now. It's our kind of 90s hip hop finish. But for the sake of what we're doing here right now, we're going to use it just to get the idea. So if I remember how the kick and snare go in the... song really pop boy, but look past the song on the tone and just grasp what I'm trying to show you my process of thinking. All that too, you could change the tone after, right? But the idea is to build something that following the first thing so that singer could get vibes and go in the booth and get that out the head so we can start indoctrinating everybody in the room with the thing, right? So let me just play a kick and snare thing now. Let's don't judge it. right? So that kick and snare, then now I play it in the same track here. And I like to separate my instruments. And why I separating this instrument, I will surely you know why I will do that. And we'll tie back to the first thing I explained to all you just now about the 16th quantize on this guy here, the chords. And why I might leave that 16th is the same reason why on this here, I would probably leave pick 16th. Yeah, because you need contrast, right? So this is my snare here. I remove. And on this one here, I remove the kick. I just duplicate the track, basically. Right? So when you mute this, when you solo this, all you will hear is the snare. Right? So my name is here, so I'm gonna get tie up snare and this kick. Right? So now that you have the kick and the snare going on, I could come now with the kick and quantize that kick to a 16. So we call it 16 with a little swing. We call it A. And then the snare now, we could come with the snare and put him on 16B. So that was a slight variation. Now remember you had this pep, pep on a straight 16, this on 16A and this on 16B. And because of the type of music, we want swings. Swings important. But you can't have a swing if everything's swinging, then nothing's swinging. You need some things to fall on the metronome. Bap, 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 bap. For a swing to be relevant. And I mean, we could fiddle and get the song better, right? But this is the demo. And I think that, this is sufficient enough for the singer to go and put down that part because we're making a demo, we're writing a song. And again, this is just my style. I'm not saying that this is gospel and this is how it has to go. So my next move now will be, I know why this. All right, okay, I had the record enabled here, so I'll take off that. Sorry, my bad, guys. Reverb on reverb page. MusicTT. Oh no, you had to register. Yeah, you can't just log in like that. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Right, so what I'll do is this 4-bar loop here. I would take it like I was explaining to all you earlier and copy it here. So now it's 8 bars, just like that, magic, right? Magic. Long time didn't have this, we was going to tape, right? And tape was expensive. So that a long line around the studio, bending our corner. And only talented people could get in the studio. Now, talent is the least. Our song. we are plugins. Talent is the least. Right? So there's your 8-bar loop. I mean, you don't have nothing fancy going on. At this stage, it's demo. Right? So at this point, I'll call upon Aaron to just come and give you a little track here. No, we just voicing it. So we pretending Aaron is singer. So sing out the song go again. No matter how you're trying, every man go like you. Not every man go like you. Every man. No one. No, not no one. We have to say everyone. Everyone have more vowels. In songwriting, let's go for vowels because vowels just give power. Is work the compressor a certain way. It's sung better on your auto tune, and somehow your reverb and your delay does echo out. And post production wise, I just do certain fancy thing with vowels and I like how this song. So vowels, yeah, let's go for that. So I'll copy this again here now, right? Why? Because I want to give singer a little head start. So now we have 16 bars here, right? And even if you mess up, we have room. There's only 8 bars we want. Right? There's only 8 bars you want. A matter of fact, it's only 4 bars because you're repeating. No matter how you're trying, not every man go like you. Whoa, like 4 bars. That is all we want. So he now have all this here to just give you that 4 bars. And then you could delete, you could think, whatever. You're not going to tape. So, Aaron, I know if you're ready for me. Oh, okay. All right, guys, you go and switch these mics here. I hope all you don't get no those song know how through all your feed.
Check, check. Check, check. Hold on.
See guys, oh, the guy, man.
So let me try that in. Everything on? Yeah, everything on. Cho. Press the off, the I. The I, so I can hear myself. You don't have a recording track? You have to open a recording track.
Yeah, no,
Press R and I. Make sure the R and the I on. Again, I'm buzzing. Let me try that again. That is why. Just unplug it. Oh, earlier I could do that, but then I wouldn't hear the music. Remember, I wouldn't hear the music. Yeah. Good Lord. I turn it down here, right? Sure. Yeah, man. No matter how them try, them still. No matter how them try. Sure. Pengco. That's how the thing go. No matter. Sure. No matter how I can't sing high like sing it. No matter how you try, them still not go like you. Hey, no matter how them try, them still not go fight you. Whoa, no matter how them. Go again. No matter how you try, them still not go fight you. Hey.
Yeah. Yo. Yo. Yeah. I'm not sure, you know. You put back everything as well?
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll switch back the headphones. All right, guys. Sorry about that because All right, guys. Sorry about that. We had to switch mics now because of how the software that we using to do this webinar. It now accommodating multiple inputs and outputs. So tech stuff, don't worry about it. We will get it done. Right. So the first thing that we did, now we notice that I built all of this going on here. This might as well be relevant. I was just giving Aaron space to figure out what he was doing. Because if you see all here, he was mumbling, fumbling. I and all was checking levels. By this here, you could see taking levels, seeing one, all happening simultaneously.
Checking levels is an thing.
Yeah. So, we don't need all of that. We don't even need this. We don't even need this. Right now, this here alone is what we're concerned with. This is what we are going. You know what I mean? So let's use this as the starting point. Right? Simple enough. I mean, that wasn't it, but Aaron definitely does a much better job in the booth than I do. So, like I was telling all in the demo, I like to build my vocal chain inside. So again, all a little sneak peek of what my vocal chain might look like when I tracking. Tracking meaning recording, right? So the first thing I'll do is a compressor in. Because it's had the ongoing debate about if you had an EQ first or compressor first. I like compressor first for the simple reason that compressor does lift up the low parts, is lift it up. So I just get a more song of what the vocal really sounding like. Now at this point I'm not trying to do any compression at all. So my ratio low. I'm not looking for compression. All I'm looking to do is raise the nominal volume. That's it. So that I could hear what's going on with the vocal a little better. It is kind of, at this point, we're not looking to squash any dynamics or nothing. We just want to raise the nominal volume. Right? So that is before the compressor and after. Mm-hmm. Right. So for those of you, again, I don't know the knowledge, that everybody have out there, but again, I'm trying to speak in a way that everybody will understand, the newbies and the pros. But for those who don't understand, Kairan gave me a good point that they just now. Who don't understand what a compressor does is lift up the low parts and squash the high parts. Now I have found when I use compressors, before the squashing take place, the low parts is raised up. You just have to use your ears, right? And you will realize that the nominal volume raising before the squashing take place. So at this point, this is what I'm looking to do here. Raise the nominal volume because compressors could be used to create and destroy. The next thing I will do is I will get EQ going. I like the channel EQ because versus the linear EQ, because the linear EQ don't deal well with phase smearing. Like for the pros and them in here. The channel EQ does deal better with phase smearing, right? So we open up the girl EQ going. What is this we? What you doing, man? Right? And just a general rule of thumb, for a male vocal, I might roll off at 150. And I go the top here, I go probably go somewhere around 9,000. And yeah. 9,000. Yeah. Yeah.
Similar to this, but he said this now you're rolling off the mud at the end, the low end that you're doing, and
correct. Correct. So what I'll do is I will, roll off this low end here. That is your air condition and your woo 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 man, your woo 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 woo. Them low things are song undesirable when you start to really mix and you start. Yeah. It is song undesirable. So you roll off that. Depending on the vocal, you have a little honkiness or a little boxiness or a little boominess going on. We'll get into that. Everybody vocal different. But for now, for the purpose of what we're doing here, let me just roll off this low end here. Let me boost the 2.5 for a little intelligibility so you can hear the vocal a little better. And let me just get the top a little brightness and hear what's up. Nice, right? So you don't hear a different song there already without it. Right, with it. Right? So basically you get a much cleaner vocal. And then the next thing I will do now is go in. Again, normal plugins, nothing fancy. We don't have to draw for the waves tune, we don't have to draw for the Antares. Using normal Logic pitch correction. In this instance, you want to key correct the vocal to the pitch, the key of the song. And in this case, we start in E, 1, 2, 3, E major. Yeah, E major. So we're using E major scale. A. All right, man. Did I get that right or did you sing it wrong? You just sing it wrong, man. I'm gonna try the minor. No, you don't sing it wrong in all there. I wonder if it's a... No matter how you're trying to say me not gonna like you. Alright, all is already 20 past 1, so
the second half I started singing. The first half I was like,
I mean, it's not that bad, right? It's not that bad. And Aaron is a really good singer. He's professional. You know, that has happened too. So, on a normal instance, either just go back in the booth and just sing it over, you know, in the right key. That has happened. Because we had to be switching mics and all kind of thing, and we go and lost our 2-3 minutes doing that. I wouldn't worry to pull you through
you had
that.
more time you could do manually to play the melody on the keyboard and find the keys and then click them on the
Yeah, if we had time, it had ways that we could fix this. You know, software things like
post production. That is long work and you don't want to give yourself that long work.
all
Fix
that
it
too,
one time in the mix.
all
Call
that
it
too,
over, blah blah blah. You
all
just
that
press
too.
for time right now.
Right. So the next thing that I'll do is I will create a bus here because we're getting into the post production part, right? So I'll send our bus here. This bus is my delay bus. Again, nothing fancy.
Straight up Pengco.
Normal Logic plugin, stock, nothing fancy, right? I don't want to set a feedback because it's not a delay effect I'm going for. What I'm trying to do is to thicken the vocal by extending it in time, extending the groove. And let me try this 8 triplet on here with some. Right, so it's not wrapping right behind the vocal the way that I want it to wrap behind it. So I think that is really a 16th I'm looking for. Right, so that ain't bad because I already envisioning my reverb and where it goes sit. So you pull it down in the mix so.
That's why it's long. Just put on the wet. Double up.
Right, so the vocal in a good enough position where we want it. Right, the vocal in a good enough position. So sorry, the delay I want to say. The next thing I will do is I will add a reverb, and the reverb now is what we're using to create the sense of space. Again, nothing fancy, using normal Logic. Logic. I love this reverb, by the way. If all you know about it, I just use this on professional mix. Logic, all you do all yourself here with this reverb here. It is song real good. Plenty times I use this over the Valhalla. Anybody know me know I love the Valhalla. Valhalla run the route, but this Logic reverb definitely right behind the Valhalla. So I don't want no dry signal coming through here because we're going through the bus. Wet only, right? This is the amount of time that the reverb taking a die, and you know we could adjust the pre-delay in time. But the nice feature about this here that I like, you could also adjust it in beats. So like this 32, that we listen to 32 dotted. Right, I love it. Only thing the reverb a little too long, so I'll dial it down, probably about 90. Well, 0.9. Right, I feeling that. What I would do here is I might roll off some of the low end off of the verb. All that too. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, so I have to clean up that verb. Nah, but EQ in the verb is a big part, man. Yeah, it's really clean up the vocal. Right, so after EQ the verb, I dial it down in the beat. All right, so basically you only get the idea. So that is kind of the thinking around, you know, the way that I would approach the demo. Now, if we had time, we're going to, you know, record more stems, but I think we spend a lot of time discussing the actual PowerPoint presentation. Oh, one more thing, let me show you. The enema chain, I wouldn't normally put, you know, much things in tracking, but let me just be a little weird and show you it is going. Yeah. It is going. Yeah, but all right, okay, okay. The SSL all there. The almighty SSL.
The almighty SSL.
Yeah. Right? I just track through this because I like what the color the SSL is adding in your session is add a color. You know? And these SSL plugins were well emulated based on the hardware model. And it's actually the authentic song now, you know? Yeah, every day, yeah. They real rock star thing here. All here. This from rock and roll days. Yeah, rock and roll days. Dr. Dre days. And now Pengco days. See? Right? So you don't want too much slow release because you want the whole beat come up. And what I've found with this Logic SSL compressor, I don't know why the high ratio does give less compression than the low ratio. I don't know why. So I use the higher ratio. Now if you listen to it, raising nominal volume and everything and glue the whole track together. So you glue the reverb, the delay, the vocal, the little instruments that we are going on. It raise all the nominal volumes. It do a little squashing because you could see here the gain reduction. So you see it doing a little squashing. Right? That because we do no work on the kick and thing to control the dynamics there. So you go see a lot of movement of this needle. But ideally I just want it kissing right here. Right here. Just kissing it. It ain't going further than here. You know? After my SSL, I just run a basic EQ. Nothing basic about my EQ, bro. Nothing basic about my EQ. You see this Abbey Road here? This Abbey Road here is life. If you know anything about Abbey Road, go and Google them. It's probably one of the most world-renowned studios. Yeah, they build this, you know? Yeah. So, you know.
If you can afford waves,
yeah. But this here go really give you a kind of unmatched kind of song. Yeah. Because the color alone going through here, it will change. Let me play it with and without. Without. Like chalk and cheese immediately, right? And you ain't push no faders or nothing yet. I now push one or two things there, but you know, yeah, nothing major. We doing a little 50 on the limiter. So I'm gonna turn on the limiter just to raise it up. And if you watch my faders on the side there, you will realize that it raises the nominal volume, which is what we're going after in demo production, because we want to be able to listen it back on an iPhone, on your stereo, on your without fighting up the head and turning up all the volume and higher car audio sounding funny now. Yeah. So, you know, basically in a nutshell, this is kind of my thinking and this is kind of my workflow or the way that I would approach, you know,
template.
All that too.
Make a template so that you know you have 10 vocal tracks.
That's a good point here and make the, you know, templates could save you a lot of time too. So you run some templates. Hey, look at seeing real people here saying no playback, not hearing. Also, we're not seeing the plugin windows, we are adjusting the parameters, compressor and EQ. Not hearing playback, not hearing playback. I don't know why they're not hearing the playback. Oh, you hearing me? You hearing me talking? Just give me a signal now, anybody, if you hear me talking. Yes, we are. Okay. All right, cool. I don't know what to do about the parts that Ole wasn't hearing the playback in the Logic session because I swear Ole was hearing it. Were you all hearing when I was narrating what I was doing in Logic? All right, cool. In the interest of time, I don't know if it's to go and solve that audio problem or if Ole kind of get the gist of what I was talking about. I don't know what caused that. I can't say. I think it's because the software webinar doesn't identify different input and output sources. That's just my guess. It will bound to be that, but we could dig up and try and find out why and how and whatever. But if all they get the gist of what I'm saying, I think we could jump straight in the Q&A. MusicTT, what do you think about that? I have no idea. I see the thing with the screen share. I wasn't even seeing that what they were saying now until while I was doing the screen thing. I don't know. MusicTT, Q&A, or solve the audio problem? I see we are hour and 26. Tell me now. Sure, can sort it out another time. All right, cool. So, I hope all they get some value out of what it is I was saying and what I try to bring across. Yeah, send the MP3 or wave and we'll include it in the YouTube playback. Well, all right. Well, is that? All that, yeah. Yeah. You get that? Yeah. Yeah. Not bad. Right. So, yeah. Questions, anybody? Pick my brain. Don't be shy. No question is a bad question. All questions good. And trust me, you'll be asking for somebody who was too ashamed to ask for this. Yeah. So don't feel no way. Even if you're in.
No question is a new question.
Yeah. And this music thing kind of complex. So even me, I just have questions and I doing this thing years since Studio 53. Fernando asks, a lot was covered in the creative side, but on the business side, do you think that a deal, memo, contract should be done at pre-production stage? Because in Trinidad, we tend to get tied up in the creative process in the studio. Demo track recorded by one studio, no money was paid for anything. And then the artist takes that demo to another studio and complete it. Any advice, bro? My goodness, a man do me that.
Yes,
no, we don't call no names.
We're not calling no names.
Right? Right? So he had this excellent idea for a song. And he come in his studio. Same thing like what Fernando saying. We ain't do no contract, no money in pass. And do the demo. And next thing you know, I hear Red Boys, Okud, another producer in our next country, making his song the same thing. Why I do this? I go on the status. I say, yo, what is this? No, the right way to avoid that would have been, as you say in Fernando, to have something in black and white. State in a daisy way that we're going forward. Right? And we should do that. And yes, we should. It is the right way. And I have no excuse for me doing music for so long and end up in that position with somebody. I have no excuse. Yeah, it have a lot to do with the vibes because you want to be in the energy and in the moment, and to talk paperwork is contrary, to everything that's going on. So you want to always secure yourself via paperwork, yes. Maybe that's something to get into before you actually get in the studio. So that's an excellent question, Fernando. It's just something that paperwork, trainees, I know, we ain't too good at that. So in the absence of, for example, a master rights agreement in a court of law, the person in possession of the session file is the person who owns the master rights. That is the man we're doing the broker and all the negotiating. And you could be the singer. Whoa. Labels don't want to hear you, They want to hear who have the session files. That is the guy we want to talk to. When you could have been the artist and you spend your money. So, master rights agreement, very important. You need to have that, especially dealing with people you don't trust, or Jews. Did I say Jews? That racist? That's not racist. Jews, oh God, there's exploit, right? There's exploit. So you need to have, yeah, it's known. So you need to have your paperwork up when you're dealing with, certain people. Right? Yeah, Aaron is a Jew and he didn't get offended because he know they are all the garbage truck contract in New York. It's been like that. Eating all the food and then going corona. That's a sense of humor. Okay, Roy asks, can you recommend equipment for beginners? I would love to, Roy. So here we again. They get a MacBook. No, you don't have to get a MacBook, eh? But you ask me for my recommendation.
Apple do work with Logic, so.
Apple make Logic. I like Logic. Apple make Logic. So therefore, it tend to work seamlessly with one another. It don't crash. My experience, I must see Logic crash 5 times, right? In my whole career, since Logic 9 to 10 years, I do music, 2008 or so, 7, 6, I don't know, 5, I don't know, whatever it was. I see Logic crash 5 times. So I believe in Logic. So I would say get a MacBook, get a Logic X, or any DAW of your selection. You don't have to do that. But once you have a good computer that working, a good DAW, digital audio workstation, and a good interface. Long ago, not even so long ago, like 3-4 years ago, the go-to interface would have be Apogee. Not 3-4. Let me say 10, 8. Let me say 8 years ago, Apogee, right? Because they have the preamps in the Apogee pristine, is what they call Class A preamps. And Class A preamps is the foreign song, the North American song. It's cleaner and it's more open, and you could point in the speaker, as they say, to where you're hearing something coming out. Apogee did that. And then Apollo come out, right, with a bundle inside the thing. And they surpassed the work that Apogee was doing because of all these UA plug-in bundles and things that come with it. And then you see now as time progress, time does make technology costs come down. So you see Focus, right, bring out a Class A preamp interface, Native Instrument bring out one. So now you have all these $100 interfaces with Class A preamps. So no longer we have to go and spend $1,000 or $2,000 on an interface to get Class A preamps. So you just want to make sure that you have Class A preamps going on inside your circuitry. And a MIDI keyboard. Really? With my keyboard. I leave it in the car. I have a a.k.a. a 2-octave keyboard, so I make real music on that. And then we have this fancy one here with like 5 octave. And then I have another one. What octave is that? 7 or 8 or something, I think so. And I have in our next room. That one have a little more expression. But it's not going to stop me from making music. This keyboard here don't have as much expression as my other keyboard. And the small one that I just described already, Akai, don't have as much expression as this one. But I don't need this keyboard versus that keyboard to make a piece of music. You could software wise, you could go and change velocities and stuff that would, give you expression. So you're not really boxing by a particular keyboard or nothing. And then you don't even need a keyboard. You could draw your notes in if you have patience. You could draw it in. So you don't even need a keyboard. Like you don't even need an interface to make a demo. You could actually just make your demos on your computer with your Apple earbuds and like normal people, and then go in the studio and fix it up after, But for the sake of making a demo, just adore you want, I hope that I answer you, Roy. I hope that was good enough. B, who's B, boy? I B, excellent info and vibe. Love how you spoke about calling something bigger than us and about preparing and building our vibe in the studio. B, thanks a lot for that. This is true because music is a translation or emotion at a point in time. It's a baseline. So why that important? Because we just mark time off our music. Human. I don't know if all you noticed that. Our old school session come on the radio. They start to play a certain song and immediately you remember when you were 16. And what was going on at the time when that song was playing. Music is mark time. So it's important to translate that emotion in the point in time because you're actually marking time for the future. You're actually building your own memory, your bank of memories and things. And we as producers, we building people's memory banks. So when you hear Orlando Octave, don't matter, 10 years from now, it will inspire you to what you was doing at age 20 something or whatever when don't matter come out. Thanks a lot, B. Talk about the spirit not staying long is true talk. After catch it and run with it before it leaves. Thank you for sharing your passion and personal thoughts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're welcome. I7 or I5? I5 or I7, it don't matter. I5 just as good. Not just as good, sorry, but I5 would do the work. I mean, it's not, you can't jam it with as much plugins. I will admit that. Because, like, we have a I7 here in the studio, and this, I'm not even sure if there's an I7 more running on here. This, this or that processor, this laptop and this desktop. I'm sure there's an I7. I'm not sure if this laptop is 5, but the kind of plugins I could put on that machine there, compared to this, I had to slow down. I had to improvise. When I mixing on this, I had to improvise because there are certain plugins that are more processor intensive, like Isotope, the Sockerail processor, but Isotope has some really cool features that I want to utilize. So I might find myself with that kind of workflow, like you go have to be bouncing, rendering, and then you take down, you throw the Isotope on that now versus you have a bag of plugins coming down. The lower processors could tend to introduce artifacts in the song, and the artifacts undesirable. Sometimes the artifacts just work, sometimes it's nice and pleasant to the ears, and you add some distortion or wasn't there and it work. But for the most part, you don't want plugin artifacts going on. And the higher your processor, the more capable your processor is, the less likely you will run into these kind of problems.
If you're looking to buy something with plenty processing power, that's the best thing. Just go for processing and memory.
Yeah, processing and memory, you have to go for to answer our question earlier on about requirements for what you need to get into music. Unless you're getting a real good deal, go for the i7 with the plenty memory. You know, you can't go wrong. I hope that answer your question. How do you prevent, is Martin now, how do you prevent clients from releasing demos as their official release? How you stop them from?
Let them know that I think the final product you're going to sell yourself short. You know what I mean? Like you bring a car, you want to sell a car, you bring out a car half painted and finished painted. You ain't gonna get sell as easy as if you bring it out fully painted and the clay coat on it and it polish and it. You know what I mean?
Good point, you know. Good point, Aaron.
You gotta try to sell it to them like that.
Aaron make a good point that, you know, you're establishing that it's not a finished product, and you know, you make them mindful of that. I just deliberately, like, it's like how Aaron sing that day and certain party auto-tune and work, and I just deliberately leave them kind of thing.
Yeah, I know that.
You see parts where you're breathing, like you're not supposed to hear inhale on the mic on a professional record. We just cut it out, or we just lower the volume of that. Man, everything went up. So you sure when you hear that is a demo? You sure. Now, if you pay for a production, and you have paid me for a production, and you like how the demo sound, you go and release it, I guess you kind of pay me and it come down to principles of business. Let me explain something to all you about me and music. I didn't get into it for fun and games. I didn't get into it because of a hobby. I get into it for money. Like, I been straight up honest with all you. When I was at Studio 53, I was working there in a marketing capacity, not production. It's only when I understand the value of the real estate value of music and what it could do, and owning the master rights and being in control of that, the commercial value of that, is when I get into music. And I went and learned that. And I hang around Specs, I hang around Blue Lava, certain other man, see their workflow, see what they're doing, and you know, I learn my own thing and I adapt my own style and whatever. And through practice, I get good at it. And I was able to do it on my own and, you know, sell my service. But I didn't get into it like some kind of hobby or some kind of, like, you know, some people do it for the love and, you know, I do it for the likes. I do it for the money, though. It's like a lingering demo and we don't know what's going on with it. That ain't happening to me, sir. Because we come in the studio to do a demo, and this is what was agreed upon. And when this demo is done, it's paid and it's done. When you want to do a song, you link me back, we do the song. But in terms of this demo, if you want to release that demo as your commercial recording, brother, with all the breaths and all the auto-tune and working that I leave in there, bro, is on you. You know, and not in your interest as an artist. to put substandard work out there. So I hope that answers your question. Martin. Cleavon, can you give some insight into registering with CUT? CUT is a simple process. You go in, you have to pay a membership fee to join. You submit your songs along with a form that's called a notice of works, where producer, these artists, any other persons who work on the song, songwriters, etc., whatnot, work on the song, who are to get a percentage. It's basically a form that decides how the percentage going on the royalties of the song. Every song have one. So if you're not filling out notice of works forms, you need to be filling them out, especially them live sheets, because that's where the majority of the money is come from with cuts. I never really understand it too good though. That's a whole next topic. I would love to have somebody from Cut on here on one of these forums so I could sign up and ask them 1,000 questions. I'm very interested in the way they do their thing. As I remember for years and I just don't understand it. So MusicTT, please, if all you want to arrange one of these with Cut, I would love to attend something like that. All right, Fernando, you can register Cut as a producer on the neighboring rights, but there is a criteria and also as a songwriter, but you got to contact Cut. The criteria is that your song had to be released commercially somewhere. So when I joined Cut, for example, that was years ago, the criteria was that the radio had to be playing your thing. So if the radio not playing your thing, don't even worry to register with Cut, because there's nothing to collect from nowhere. And mean if they do a gigabytes on the hard drive or whatever to just store people for no reason, but I guess they only want to register people who doing commercial music, which kind of makes sense. You know, there are a whole set of hobby musicians or people who change their mind and doing music again the next year on your database, and you have to be maintaining paperwork and things. So I guess that is why they did that. But the modern day criteria, I can't say. I don't know. Like if it's a YouTube page you have to have, or if it's still the same thing, radio you have to be playing your thing. You know, I can't say. So yeah. So I don't know. You could follow them up, check up Cut. Call Lizel, tell Lizel Pengco send you, and you want a bag of information, and she is the person I need to answer. Lizel. Okay? Boom, 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 boom. I think I answered all them questions there, boy. Anybody else? Any more questions? I don't mind answering. I don't mind getting at all with them questions. It's my pleasure, actually. At the stage in my career where I don't mind only picking my brain a little bit. Long time I couldn't do medicine. Long time I had nothing to say. I plead any fifth. Huh? What? Serious? I didn't know that. I did. Way serious. That exists? How much for that? That free? That is me now. But no. Recommend 80-20-20 mic. Me personally, once again, I got capture. Use a dynamic mic here today. A dynamic mic is used for drum and thing. The mic drum. Yeah. So you know, once again, a good capture. For me, a nice entry level mic might be a Rode or a.k.a. They're all kind of series. a.k.a. more on the bright side, and Rode more on the dark side. So one have a more kind of warm song, and one have a more bright song. Again, don't let nothing stop you, because warm could brighten and bright could warm up. So it really don't matter. Once again, a really good capture in this modern time, one interface, one mic, as probably as good as the other. Until you start getting like the Neumann, the TL series and thing. Yes, here a difference in mic. Yeah. Neumann is like the Disney World of microphones. Neumann. Cheapest good Neumann is probably like, I don't know, 1,500 US. Mojave's make some good mic too. You know. Them is more high-end thing. More high-end microphones. Microphone with 20,000 TT and up and thing. Coming with its own preamp, coming with its own power supply, coming with its own. And we can start to dance, that kind of dance. But for the intent and purpose of what we're doing here, you don't need all that set of expensive thing. And you could get a good commercial record with a normal cheap mic. Don't let microphone stop you. Once it's good enough and your diaphragm is vibrating inside it and something cheap, one microphone good as the other. Right? I don't see any more questions. So I'm guessing I explained it real good. How they be? A GT. I sorry you didn't hear what the thing sound like though, but as MusicTT say, we could sort out that later on. Right? But all I hear my narration, so you kinda get the point of what it is I'm trying to bring across. And oh, yeah, like I say, the PowerPoint, I'll send it to you guys. Just follow me on Instagram, Pen Company, Pengco Music, Facebook, same thing. Twitter is hardly check it, but the label like to use Twitter, so I just maintain it. And shoot me an email in the DM or whatsoever. And I will send you the PowerPoint presentation. Take a go through it. That's some good info in it. Take a go through it. Right? Oh yeah, and you could also look at MusicTT YouTube page for repeater this and the entire reverb series they carry on the YouTube page. You can check out my YouTube as well. I have two. I have two YouTube pages. I have Pengco Music, which I upload some of my songs, like not all. And then I have a Vivo page that the label does control. Pengco Music Vivo. I would appreciate all hitting up the two, but you really want to get me. Hit me up on the first one, Pengco Music. To check out some of my songs. I have a catalog of over 300 songs, but for some reason I only have like 20 songs on there. I don't know why. It's not like the other songs ain't good or nothing. Just I don't know. I have no explanation for that. Don't do that. Or they put all of the music out, they flood the place, do like Vibes Cartel. Put everything. you know? Um yeah, Brendan, Mella, everybody. So I think that is it. So all there, stay safe out there with this corona thing. Practice your social distancing, your mask thing. See, on the only thing I have a mask, I'm not playing with them, right? And I have my gloves, also not playing with them.
Not playing with them.
And I also have my hand sanitizer, not playing with them. People dying out there. I lost my aunt to this thing last week. Rest her soul.
True.
I hope all they really staying safe out there. Yeah. All they don't play no games. Please take care of yourself. Right? I will see you all in the DMs. Take care. Love.